Hey, the Xolos of Tijuana starting their Winter League coming up. The squad losing last Saturday to Guadalajara 2-0. But the game was more than just the beginning of a season or a prelude to a beginning of a season. It's the beginning of a new era as it relates to their head coach. Please, a warm KUSI welcome to the man sitting to the left of me, coming all the way from Estadio Caliente, Oscar Pareja. You have been making the media rounds trying to drum up interest for the Winter League and for your new job, right?
Right now, inviting the people, inviting the Xolos fans as well, and the people who wants to get into it. Just around the corner, across the border, just to get people there into our game, just to support us.
For those who don't follow soccer as closely as most people around the world do, your resume, I mean, you're a big name in the sport. And just look at all the places you've been and your international experience. You know, you're being in Dallas, working in that big market there. And it speaks to the attraction of being in the Mexican League and the attraction of Club Tijuana, right? I mean, it's just a historic franchise.
Right, two different leagues indeed, different projects, but a lot of similarities too on the objectives. And for me, just to have the experience to come to the Liga MX is a privilege, but at the same time, it's just getting away from a league. He has been 20 years in my life.
Plus, there's a lot of expectations. You're expected to produce a winner.
Right.
We'll get to that in a moment. But I bet you're making the media tour. You've gone to several stations. How many times have you been asked to compare the league that you're in now with the league you're coming from?
Many.
All right, so
times.
do it for me.
One more time.
Everybody, obviously, folks south of the border say their league's far superior. People in the MLS say their league's coming up, which is the truth.
Right. Listen, I think it's important for us to understand that there is a lot of differences on them. You know, first, the Mexican League is very historical. It has over 100 years. Major League Soccer is younger. It's 22, 23 years, but just growing incredible. You know, and the Mexican League now with the globalization, the competition is very level. I say, you know, at this stage, just coming into a league, he has such a history for us. It's important, and a club like Xolos, who has been already champion in Mexico, for us is a big challenge too.
One of the names that folks around here will know is Joe Corona. He's back with you guys. Talk about the importance of having Joe in the lineup.
Joe is back with us. It's a national team caliber player. He has been born or grown in Tijuana and being part of the program. Just having Joe back is great too.
What is how much work is in front of you? Is the club just require a few tweaks here and there, or is it a major overhaul that you're involved in?
I think it's, you know, the dynamic of the club right now is turning the direction on having a project where we can first just give opportunity to the academy player who is very rich. And the second is just to have a program where it has similarities that we're doing in Dallas, yes.
You're marketing here in San Diego. You want as many people from San Diego to come see your team play. How tough is that? I mean, it's getting to be a crowded marketplace. There's going to be the Soccers are at home. There's professional lacrosse. There's a lot of competition for the entertainment dollar here.
Right. Well, it's across,
how do you stand out?
It's across the border, just coming into our stadium and being a game with the Liga MX. I think it's great. Just for the people who live here in San Diego, just going there and support us. I think it's not just easy, but it's going to be fun.
The San Diego State athletic director wants to play a football game at your stadium. There's always interest in your club coming north to play at, say, Petco Park. Are those kind of experiences do you see those things happening? I
do. I think just the communion and a lot of things that have in common, just despite of the border, I think is great. Just taking advantage of that proximity is fantastic.
You cannot turn on a TV in America. It's now 24/7. The border crisis is being bombarded into people's living room nonstop. You know that. How is that affecting your ability to market here? Does that make things more difficult for you to get to attract fans?
Yeah, well, the perception is that. But I just came from Dallas, and my first study was how the things in the border with all this crisis that happened. But I have to tell you that nothing happens. You know, I think it's very easy. The access is easy. I see a lot of people every day just going back and forth. So
Mark Ziegler sat in that chair from the UT. You know him as preeminent soccer sports writer here in town. He says your experience at your stadium is with that and Aztec basketball, which has slumped off a little bit, but so that makes your sports experience the best experience in Southern California.
Right. And with such a caliber rivals too. You know, the best Mexican teams come in and people have the opportunity to go see them, and the Estadio Caliente is great.
You know, it wasn't. I guess you know, it wasn't that long there. People were talking about how the big four sports here: football, basketball, hockey, blah blah blah. How long before soccer is in that big four conversation?
I think it's growing.
Is it there now?
I think it's in their way, and America has the World Cup on the 2026 already. I think it's going to be a great boost as well. And the league is growing, and many things are growing, so I think it's in the way. You
were interviewing for the U.S. national job. You bring up the World Cup. What do they have to do to get the USA national team squared away so that there's not another disaster as it relates to World Cup qualifying?
Believe in the identity that every country has, and in this case, America has to believe in their own identity. They don't need to look like anybody else. They have their product, they have their kids, they have their infrastructure. They have all the talent here, and I think they have all the tools just to make it happen.
All right, well, everybody, just a quick reminder, Saturday, big contest. Make sure you're there. And then at 6 o'clock, we're also going to continue our soccer conversation as Travis Pittman from the San Diego Sockers will make his KUSI debut. It's all soccer all the time, 5 and 6 p.m. Thanks for watching The 5. KUSI News at 6 is out of here.